We have only experienced Part 1 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake series, and yet the future is already looking extremely promising. Fans are dying to hear any news about the sequel, like its name, its locations, what new playable characters we will have, and especially how far into the story the game will ultimately take us. With the Whisper's defeat, it's difficult to pinpoint exactly where the next game will end. With Aerith's death, maybe? Perhaps. But it doesn't seem as though that event is set in stone anymore. Could they choose to wrap up the entire story in the next game? I suppose, but that would feel extremely rushed. And it just seems like a bit of a wasted opportunity to only have 2 FF7 Remake games. So today on Keifi's Corner, I thought we could talk about how many games the new Remake series will ultimately have, as well as another question that I've been pondering since the first Remake game released. Do you think our save file, including materia, equipment, abilities, and the like, will be able to be transferable into Remake Part 2? I've had several spirited debates with people on this very topic. Will Remake Part 2 make us start our characters off from scratch, or a specific level they designate? Or will we be able to transfer our save data over in the same way that we were able to upgrade from the PS4 to the PS5 version? Because I'd like to think that they won't make us start over, and have an option to import our save data from Part 1 directly into Part 2. Maybe those who haven't played the original can start Part 2 off at a specific level, but everyone else wants to feel like they're directly continuing their adventure. It just feels like the most logical and consumer-friendly thing to do. And I feel the reception would be enormous to just receive confirmation of a transferable save file. So get on it, Square. Final Fantasy VII Remake fans are a bit divided on how many games it will take to finish the full story. Some even think that it will take 2 games. But I'm going to be honest, I think that is a tad optimistic for defeating all the villains, in addition to Sephiroth, Nero, Vice. It doesn't quite seem likely. I feel that that would be rushed. 3 games, however, I feel could cover the story very closely of the original, while leaving us room to experience the story to its full potential, experience the world, the characters, and be introduced to everyone in a sufficient manner. You can have Part 2 end at Aerith's death or when she was supposed to die, depending on how you feel the remake would go. And after that, Part 3 would be the destruction of Sephiroth. But now that we have new characters added, what about a Part 4? What about a Part 4 where we tackle Nero and Vice? Because I can actually see that happening. I can see them stretching out the Final Fantasy VII Remake series even longer than we originally thought. In fact, what if there's more than 4 games? Because 18% of people, when I polled them, said that there would be more. And I am pretty confident they're referring to us getting other games like Dirge of Cerberus, or Crisis Core, or even Advent Children, which was the movie made into a video game. If they followed this format, Square Enix could easily release more than 4 games, and it wouldn't even feel like they were milking the series. I want to know your thoughts on if our save files will be able to be transferable from Part 1 into Part 2, as well as how many games you think the Final Fantasy VII Remake series will ultimately have, and what your reasoning is behind your decision. Just let me know in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you've enjoyed this or any of my other videos. But even more importantly than that, have yourself a fantastic day. May your heart be your guiding key. And happy gaming!